Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I was trying to make a real sad face. Is that a sad face? Oh, that's better. That's a better thumbnail. Real sad face, because today is the weight loss journey update, health journey update. My favorite video of the week to make. That was shade, see? That was shade at my weight loss journey. It was so funny because I did this review yesterday, and I said something about, I was reviewing this soda, and it was this marshmallow flavored soda, and I actually put the cap on at the end of it because it was good. It tasted like cream soda, and I was like, I'll just save this for later, and I was like, I know that you'll drink that later tonight, and I put the cap on it, and I was like, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and I'll save it for later, and I was like, and I thought later meant like a couple days from now when I like have a day where I choose not to eat well, and I was like, you know good and well that you're gonna drink that tonight if you keep that in the refrigerator, so I like poured it out. I was like, I have to just get rid of this because I can't have it in the house. So, but on my review video yesterday, I said something about, like, I was like, yeah, like, I'm on a health journey, which is a real bummer. And somebody commented on it, and they said, they like, quoted it, and then they, like, put all these, like, laughing emojis. You know, like, this is where I want to be, in all honesty. Like, I feel like I'm on this side over here, where I'm, like, well, I don't know which way you guys are watching me, from left to right. I don't know. Okay, this is left to right. So I guess you're watching me from here to here. So I feel like I'm over here. And over here is like, I feel like I'm working really, really hard to do things. And I'm really struggling. And it's emotionally, like, really taxing on me as well. I kind of like, I kind of snorted a little bit there because it is. Like, it's like, I just feel like I, like, do really, really well for a day. And then, like, I do really, really well for half the next day, and then I just, like, I don't do really well, you know? And even when I talk to my accountability partners and stuff like that, and so I feel like I'm standing over here where it's this, like, real struggle, and I want to be standing over here where, like, I watch these people that, like, their entire closet is dedicated to Lululemon, and they have those sweatshirts that have the holes that go through, like, your thumb. I want those so bad. And, like, their entire closet is dedicated to Lululemon, and those hats that say ALO on them, but I don't know what that means. And then those shoes that everybody's wearing, you know. And then they're, like, in the kitchen, and they're, like, meal prepping, and they're like, today all I'm having is a kale smoothie, and I feel so good today, and they look beautiful, and they look great, and I want to be over here. Like, that's where I want to be, but, like, I want that attitude to be, like, real. Like, they always are like, I'm so happy that all I eat is kale, and I live in Lululemon clothes, and, yeah, my refrigerator looks like the vegetable section in a grocery store, and I don't ever eat anything bad, and I only drink water, and I don't ever struggle with it, and I never have any struggles thinking about food or what I want to eat, and I run 15 miles a day and do 2 Pilates courses, and do yoga in the desert, and lift weights 5 times a week. But I'm so happy. Like, that's where I want to be. Is that real? Does anybody really live over there? Like, I really want to know. Like, even my friends, I have friends of mine that, like, run marathons and work out every day and stuff like that. And, you know, the thing is for me is, like, when I get to that point where I'm, like, walking every day, or, like, back in the day when I was running every day and I was lifting weights every single day, like, I did get kind of, like, addicted to it. Like, at one point, my friends were even saying to me, like, Peter, I'm kind of, like, worried about you. I know this is hard to believe today, okay, but this is, like, when I was, like, in my late 20s. Friends of mine were like, Peter, I'm kind of worried about you. Like, you're kind of, like, weirdly obsessed with, like, working out every day. You have to get in your run. You have to get your, you know, whatever. I'd be like, somebody call me and be like, do you want to go to dinner tonight? I'd be like, oh, no, I have to run and I have to work out. Like, maybe next week. And then they call me the next week and I'd be like, oh, I'm really sorry. Like, I can't tonight because I couldn't miss a day of it. I couldn't miss a night of it. And so I think, like, over time, I was kind of like, I'm never going to live that way again. It was very regimented. It was very structured, and it was not happy. It wasn't fun. And I don't really know how to, like, get over here. In I don't know how to get over to the Lululemon land and be so happy all the time without being, like, really regimented and structured, because I kind of have to, like, live regimented and structured to be in Lululemon land, if that makes sense. Is this analogy making any sense to anybody? I hope it is. Okay, so this week, well, I will just tell you that when I got on the scales today, I was pissed. I was pissed when I got on the scales today, because this week I did a lot better than I did last week. I would have, like, a day and a half that I did really well, but then even when I, like, like this week ordering food, I made much better choices ordering food. Like back in the day, let me give you an example. From Piata, I would always order like a pasta, and then I would order like a sandwich, okay? And I would always be like, oh, well, the sandwich is like this avocado wrap. It's really not that unhealthy for you. And the pasta, you like eat part of it today and part of it tomorrow. But then I would eat like, sometimes I would order 2 pastas and a sandwich. I'd eat 1 whole pasta, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd break out the pasta. It was not healthy, right? So like I got pasta, or I got Piata one day this week. So if you don't know what Piata is, it's like Panera Bread, it's McAllister's. It's like one of those kind of restaurants that you like go in, and it's all like Italian street food. So it's like pasta, wraps, things like that, salads. And so when I was like ordering it, like I didn't get a sandwich and I got the pasta, but like I got this one pasta, it's called the Diavolo, because when I looked, like the calories, because I'm counting calories, were like 300, like depending on what size you got, it was like 370 calories to like 700 and something calories, which was a lot less than the pastas that I usually get. So I was like, okay, I'll get that one because that's a lot less calories. And then when it came, I only ate half of it and I gave the rest of it to Alex. So I did like, I made better choices. Like I'm making better choices and I'm learning that. But I would walk, but I wouldn't walk as long. Like I'd walk like 20 minutes and I'd be like, oh, I'd really like to be at home with a cup of coffee watching The Walking Dead or taking a nap. And so, whereas when I started this, I was walking for like an hour and a half a night. I'm walking for like, I don't know, 20 minutes and then calling it a day. And I'm not walking every single day. I'm not drinking as much water as I was. And so, I'm doing better on some things, but not as great. But I would say like, last night, if you had asked me, like, when you weigh in tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, definite weight loss. Like, I bet you anything I've lost, like, 3 or 4 pounds. I haven't weighed myself in several days. While I'm doing this right now, you know, I'm somebody that used to weigh myself every day until, like, 2 weeks ago. Until I get below, like, the 205 point, and then I will probably go back to weighing myself every day. I feel like I'm just, like, so in my head, feeling like a failure and feeling stuck that I just cannot get on the scale every day. And so, if you had asked me yesterday, I would have been like, oh my god, I made better health choices this week. I think I only ate really, not even horribly bad, but bad for me, what I consider not bad or good, but like not good choices for me, like 2 days this week out of 7, which was good. I walked several days. I didn't walk a lot, but I walked several days. I drank more water than I did the week before, but not as much as I was drinking originally. And so I think the walking and the water are huge. I think me journaling that process really helped me at the beginning. And those are things that I've fallen short on. And so if you had asked me last night, I would have been like, oh, sure, I know. Like, I totally know that I've lost like 3 or 4 pounds this week. I would have guaranteed it. And I got on the scale today, and I was, like, pissed, you guys. I got on the scale, and I was exactly... I almost felt like, is this a joke, God? Like, seriously? Like, are you laughing somewhere? I got on the scale, and I was literally... Because I looked to see, and I was 209 last week. I got on the scale, and I was 209. I was like, is there something wrong with our scale? Like, there is no way I am possibly the exact same weight that I was last week. You know, which I know that people will be like, well, you maintained your weight, that's good, blah, blah, blah. I was like... I was down to 207. I'm not even down to where I was several weeks ago, you know? And yeah, I am frustrated. I'm frustrated with myself. I'm frustrated with this process. I'm really struggling with it because at the same time, and it's not just about, like, having a food addiction. It's not just about all these issues. Like, I mean, that's a big part of it. But a lot of it is, I just like to eat. Like, I just like food. I mean, that's a big part of it, you know? My cousin Caroline and I, we went to the store. You know, we went to Costco yesterday. And I feel like, and then we went to, she went to Trader Joe's, but I didn't go in. Then we went to Fresh Time. And I, like, saw all the stuff. I, like, saw, like, this cheese that I wanted. And I saw this. And it wasn't even really, like, that unhealthy stuff. It was like hummus, and I thought, but if you get that hummus, you're going to eat that whole entire container of hummus with pita chips, and it's decisions like that, so I just can't get it. I just can't have it, right? And I'm like sitting there, and that's not to me like just a food addiction. That's like, I miss food. I miss the taste of food. And people are like, well, you could get the hummus and just eat a little bit. I can't. I'm not that person, you know? That's like telling an alcoholic that just go and have 1 beer. Like, 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. Like, that's just my mentality. I could not have that. That would be sitting there. It's like, you know, that would be sitting in my refrigerator. I'd be wanting that hummus. And so I'm so frustrated because, like, I miss food. I'm working on all the issues. You know, I just have therapy today. I'm working on all the, and you know, therapeutically and, you know, 12-step wise, I'm working on all the food issues. I'm working on the food addiction and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, I just miss the taste of food every once in a while. And I'm really limiting what I'm eating, and I'm not doing a lot of takeout. And then to get on the scale and have it be exactly where it was last week, I was like, to be honest with you, it took me back to Weight Watchers days, where, like, you know, I wasn't weighing myself every day, and I was doing the calculator and staying within my points, and I would get on the scale at Weight Watchers, and they'd be like, and I thought I had done really, really good, and they'd be like, you lost 0.3 pounds. I'd be like, are you effing kidding me? 0.3 pounds? Like, that, what's the point, you know? And that almost, and this is the danger of it, okay? That almost, for me, makes you just want to give up. Like, when I got on the scale today, I was just like, F it. Like, what's the point? What's the point? You're working harder than you were working 2 months ago, and you're not, or 3 months ago, and you're not losing really that much weight. What's the point? But the point is, and I do remember this from back in the day, that when I would consistently keep on it, 1 week I might lose a pound, like I did last week. Then the next week I might stay stagnant. The next week I might even stay stagnant again. And then the next week I would lose like 3 or 4 pounds. If I stayed consistent with it, if I kept going, if I upped my game, if next week I do a little bit better than this week, you know, it's progress, not perfection. If next week I walk for a little bit longer, a little bit more often, if I keep it charted in my journal, if I drink a little bit more water next week, you know, if I do those things a little bit more, then things will improve over time. They will, you know. Instead of having 2 days where I don't make good choices on food, maybe if I just have 1 day next week where I don't make good choices on food, you know? Maybe I don't order piata at all next week, you know? And then eventually it'll get better over time. I don't think it's realistic, and I think this is the other thing, I don't think it's realistic that I'm going to ever live in Lululemon land. I just don't think that's for me. I don't. That's my reality. I don't think I'll ever live in Lululemon land. I think there was a point where I convinced myself that I was going to be standing in a kitchen with a blender, so excited to make smoothies and whatever. That might be part of where I live. That might be someplace that I go to on a regular basis, and I'm like so excited to make smoothies and, you know, granola bowls and things like that and be very active. I might get to that point. Hell, I don't know where I'll be 6 months from now. You know, I don't borrow time anymore. I just don't, you know. And where I'm at today, is that I'm frustrated and I'm struggling, and I know the things I need to do, and next week I hope I do a little bit better than I did this last week. I didn't do horrible. I maintained. I stayed the same weight, but I'm frustrated, you know. I'm frustrated with the process and whatever, and I'm somebody that believes in trusting the process. So I don't know. I don't think I'll ever live in Lululemon land, but I might have a corner in my house that looks like that a little bit. I might have one Lululemon outfit and make a smoothie once a week or something like that. I used to juice forever. I used to love juicing back in the day. I know that's hard to believe, but I did. I used to love juicing. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm exactly the same way as I was last week. I almost couldn't believe it. I was like, God, is this a joke? Like, seriously? And I have to make a video about this on top of it, saying I'm exactly the same way as I was last week. And we have this event that we're going to this weekend too. So I would love nothing more than to be 20 pounds thinner than I am now and just show up and be like, look at me, I look great, right? But, you know, we do with what we're given, and I'm where I'm at today, and so it's okay. Somebody commented, a couple people commented this on my video, and they said, you haven't put all your weight back on. That's a positive. That's who I was years ago. You know, that I used to be 264, 268, that I've lost the weight, that I would be back to 264, you know? I mean, I haven't been over, what, I was 215.8 is the heaviest I've been. I haven't been, I hadn't been below 230 in years. Now, I haven't been over 220 in a very long time. 215.8 was the highest I've been, right? And so, for me, that is progress. But I want to get below that. I want to get below that 200 mark so much. Like, that means a lot to me because that's what my doctors want. And at least for me, I'll feel like I'm moving in a healthy direction. So anyway, I'll catch you guys next week. And hopefully, I I've either maintained, I gotta see that as progress too. You know, when you're gambling, because I used to love to gamble, right? I don't go as much anymore, but like, you know, a push is a win, is what we used to say in blackjack, right? So like, this is like a push, kind of, you know, I like, if you don't know what that means, it means stay the same. So this is like a push, right? So stay the same. So hopefully next week I'll either maintain or I'll have lost a little bit more weight, and maybe I'll have learned a little bit more a few more lessons along the way. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for Peter's Movie Club. Bye.